Hi, it's Lauren from Bedford Village Flower Shop, coming to you again with our garden style summer color flower arrangement. And we're gonna dive right in and get started. The first thing that I'm going to start with is this incredible hydrangea. So I like to start with the hydrangea because it has this really hard woody stem, so it's gonna help create that grid. And if you've seen some of my other videos, I talk a lot about a grid and how important that is because it really holds your flowers in nicely. So anyway, I'm gonna measure it up. Give it a cut. I have pruners here as backup in case that woody stem is too hard for me to get through. And I'm going to keep on going around. I want to put about 3 hydrangea in, make sure that they're all complementing in length. And then I'm going to fill in with some other complementary flowers. So I really wanted to pick up, if any of you saw the color video, I really wanted to pick up the rosy pink that's in here. So for that, I chose these pink Mondial roses, which I just think are so gorgeous. So I'm gonna take off my guard petals. I'll leave my foliage on because it will be above the vase, so no foliage will get into the water. Measure it up. I tend to start, facing towards me, and then it's easier for me to work around. But I'm always thinking 360-degree arrangement. So measuring that one up. Because most of these arrangements, you're putting them in a place where you're going to see them from all of the sides. So you really want to think 360. All right. So I've got such a good grid going. When I look down, I see all of my stems crisscrossed, which means I'm going to be able to put additional stems in and really plug them in nicely. The next thing to keep on going with my grid is this really awesome spray rose that I have here. This is going to do a couple of things for me. It's going to give me some shape on the outside here and also have that crisscrossing stem effect. Let me go in. I cut it a little bit shorter and I'm going in at an angle so that my stem is actually going across the vase and touching the other side of the vase. It's not necessarily going straight down and touching the bottom. And that's how I'm able to get such a nice overall shape to the arrangement. And also, you want to bring your flowers, you want to make sure your flowers are from the edge of the vase, basically. Sometimes they're even spilling down, but you want to make sure that you've got them all the way around. Occasionally things will move when you put them in there, you just reposition them, no big deal. Now I've got this space in here that I really need to bring some height into. The hydrangea is so great for that height, and now that I have such a good grid, when I put it in, it's going to stay there, which is really nice. Chose this big guy. And for this, he's got a pretty thick stem, so I'm going to switch to my pruners, and I'm going to give him a nice cut on an angle. Perfect. So he's a little bit taller than these, and I'm going to put another one here. Okay. All right, looking good. I think I'm going to do one more on this side. Okay, so I want to bring everything else that I've done, I want to help bring that into the center as well. So I'm going to go back to those roses. And this is really building the structure of the arrangement. And then we're going to fill in with some details. I've got a really big face flower that I like to save some of my bigger face flowers to the end because You can really make a face flower shine at that point when you have a garden style arrangement. Okay. I have these gorgeous calla lilies that are going to give this arrangement some movement, really help bridge that color situation that we have. I'm going to go a little bit shorter on that one. Also give me some nice height in the center there, which will really complement those hydrangea. You know, and because I've got such a good structure in there, I'm able to place these in and they stay, which is really quite nice. I want to make sure that I have my calla lilies all over the arrangement, evenly distributed. Got one left, and I'm going to bring it over to this back side. Some of these gorgeous spray roses I'm going to bring up. They're down here, so I want to bring them up into the center. And then my sunrise, my gorgeous, gorgeous mums. Let's bring these in, give them a voice. Oh, the colors are just incredible in this. Sorry, I've disappeared behind the arrangement here. I often say I'm elbow deep in flowers, and I'm getting applause from our neighbors. Thank you. We have such good neighbors here. They are amazing. So I often say that I am elbow deep in flowers, and this time I'm shoulder deep in flowers. All right, look at how that is just really filled out, popping. The last thing I want to do is I want to add in greens. Greens are amazing, and when we've got such a beautiful garden style arrangement like this, may as well do some very gardeny greens, like this incredible fern. And there are some really special pieces of fern in here because they have the spores. Look at how cool those spores are. So I'm going to strip down those leaves. You don't want any greens at all in your water. Just said water like my son does. My husband's in the background laughing at me. Okay.
Laughing with you.
With me, he says. Always, every single stem you place into your vase, make sure it has a fresh cut before it gets in there. Really loving those spory ones, so I want to make sure those get in. It's nice to have interest on both the front side of a green leaf and the back side. Did you know that ferns propagate through their spores? The wind blows those spores around, and that's why your ostrich fern in your yard that you thought was going to stay in one area has now migrated to everywhere. All right, I've got some taller pieces, so I want to use those for the center, really bring that foliage up and into the arrangement. Foliage should sing just the same way your flowers do. never to be underrated. It's like that don't put baby in the corner, don't put your foliage in the corner. All right. And there you have a summery, gardening arrangement. Oh, I'm out of water. Let's put that bad boy back in there. There you go. See, that one's out of water too. I think it just doesn't want to go in the water.